Hey guys, be sure to check out the Mortar Pod, our weekly video podcast, and also check out the tutorial video for my board game, Travelers of Storia. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing another Khans of Tarkir Swiss draft, and we've got Sagu Mauler, which we're definitely first picking. That guy's super powerful. What else is in here? Arc Lightning, which is pretty good. Not nearly as good in this format as it would be in probably any other format. Bloodfire Expert, Einak Bonkin, Ponyback Brigade, of course. Pretty easy Sagu Mauler, I would think. That guy's a big boy. All right, Pine Walker seems like a pretty legitimate follow-up. There's also Dismal Backwater, which moves me into Bug, or as it's known on this. God, I have to know it by now. I think it's because these shards have such a weird name has been my problem. We're just going to take the Pine Walker, by the way. It already has good synergy with this card, so that's nice. While I try and come up with the name of Bug, I should know this. Why don't I know them all? Sultai. Sultai, of course. I just played it and got trounced. Yeah, I talked about it in the last draft, how I've just been getting my butt kicked hard in these Khans of Tarkir drafts. But the most amazing thing is, despite literally having my worst overall performance so far in the first like 11 drafts, I'm still the furthest ahead ticket and booster wise I've ever been. So just really doesn't make sense to me. I guess a foil Sarkin does a lot. That's all I can say. All right, so now we've got a choice. We can take the Rugged Highlands, which moves us into Temur, which I like. Also have a Glacial Stalker, which can table, but another positive interaction with Pine Walker. Or we can also take the Scion of Glaciers, which is a pretty good card, actually. A little deep blue, but a good card nonetheless. So those are the real options I'm looking at. Fixing if I want to move into Temur, Scion, Glacial Stalker. I think I can take the Rugged Highlands here. The reason being, I'm not really upset if I miss out on a Glacial Stalker or a Scion of Glaciers. But if I end up playing Temur, I'm going to want to have some nice fixing. So I think I'm going to go with the Rugged Highlands. The foil one, of course. Okay, so now choices are the Snowhorn Rider, Riverwheel, Aerialist, and I think that's about it. So big old flyer with prowess or nice morph dude that definitely moves me into Temur. I mean, there's also a Horde Ambusher, I guess, which is another morph guy, who's fine. More of a beatdown card, but it's fine nonetheless. I think I'm going to take the Snowhorn Rider. This deck is really wanting to be a Secret Plans deck now. Great synergies with this Pine Walker so far. All right. Nomad Outpost is interesting in that it doesn't give us green or blue. So despite that being an awesome tri-land, I don't think it's what I want. So now choices are Force Away, Treasure Cruise, Alpine Grizzly, all of which are pretty good. Alpine Grizzly competes with Morph guys, but 4 power is awesome defensively. Treasure Cruise is just a good card, and I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. It's a pretty nice upside on Treasure Cruise. Draw on 3 when you're delving. Currently, we don't look like a deck that's going to fill our graveyard fast, which kind of makes me want to take this Force Away, but then again, I could just take the Rugged Highlands, as I'm not really passing much. Force Away is a decent card. I don't like it as much in this format as other formats where you end up bouncing. That's a fairly late Sultai Soothsayer. I think we've got our eye on the Awaken the Bear. Pretty cool with that. Swift Kick is actually pretty good with the guys we've got so far, but ordinarily Swift Kick's not that good of a card. We could just take this Sultai Soothsayer. I mean, it's certainly early enough where I'm not going to regret it, and I haven't done 4 or 5 color yet. It's definitely this is an amazing delve enabling card. And it just blocks well. It's just a good card. I think I'm going to take the Awaken the Bear. I'm a big fan of that card. Works well, and we're definitely green at this point. Okay, so now I could take the Bloodfire Expert, which definitely starts to solidify me into Timur, whatever. Or I could take a Morph Dude and see if that, I mean, I've got 3 other Morph Dudes right now. So I just know I'm green and blue. I'm not necessarily red, but if I am red, I like having a Bloodfire Expert. It's a pretty good trade card. Good at trading. But it's also, I'll take it, I guess. I usually like Bloodfire Expert. Alright, so now choices. We've got Windscarred Crag, which helps me do white. We've got Woolly Loxodon, and we have Active Treason. We also have Set Adrift and Force Away, so quite a few solid choices here. Kind of just feeling the Woolly Loxodon. I'm a big fan of that card in general. Another very nice fat target to beat people down with Awaken the Bear. I guess I'll go Loxodon. I would really like to play a Secret Plans deck if possible. Alright, so we can take Bloodfire Expert number 2. We could also take the Monastery Flock, getting yet another Morph guy. I like the Experts enough where I think I'm going to take it here. They are a nice beater, and like I said, they trade fairly well too. They also interact very nicely with the Awaken the Bear. That's 7 trample damage. Nothing to scoff at. Alright, I like Valley Dasher, but I think we're just going to take the Highland game. We look like a deck that gets more heavily rewarded for making it to the late game, so to me, that screams Highland game. I also like the Mentor, but not nearly as much as this Highland game. The Mentor is legitimate because it blocks well. Alright, I don't have many flyers, so Windstorm seems like a pretty reasonable sideboard card. I wouldn't mind having the Naturalize either, but Windstorm, very playable sideboard card. This is a pretty atypical pack 1 for me. Typically I'm spell heavy in pack 1 and creature light, and this is kind of vice versa completely. We're creature heavy and spell light, so interesting spot to be in. You know, I could actually main deck Tormenting Voice pretty easily, especially if we end up with any Delve card from blue. So I like the Tormenting Voice. Naturalize would just be a sideboard card. And there's a chance, you know, there's a pretty good chance we don't even play the Tormenting Voice, but I don't mind having it as an option. Like I said, it does play well with Delve. I guess I have enough Morph cards where Tomb of the Spirit Dragon is a reasonable card, but I doubt I'm going to play it. I did finally see someone play it, but they never activated it, so that's about what I felt like was going to happen with it. Alright. So, good pack 1. I'm happy with what we got. Good sideboard card already. Good amount of Morph guys. A couple very powerful Morph guys there. And not much in the blue department, so blue potentially our splash color. Or just based on pack 1, likely our splash color, but we'll see. Okay, well, on color rare out of pack 2, so that's likely the pick. Anything else worth mentioning or looking at? Scaldkin is technically playable in this deck, but not much else. Tusk, Colossadon, Witness of the Ages, yeah. Seems like a pretty easy Meandering Tower Shell pickup here. I've had someone play against me for Island Walk effect, and then the 2 or 3 times I've drafted it, I've yet to actually have the Land Walk be relevant, which surprises me every single time, but has been the case pretty much every time. I have not played a Meandering Tower Shell against an opponent who has an island out. Okay, well, Misfire Weaver is on color. We've also got the Monastery Swift Spear, but like I said, we're creature heavy and spell light, which makes Swift Spear significantly worse. What else is a reasonable pick in here? I think we're probably just taking the Misfire Weaver. It's a good card. It's got evasion. It's got the hexproof thing. The hexproof thing is hard to keep up. 3 mana is more than you want that effect to be, but it is indeed a very powerful effect. So I'm happy to pick it up here. I think it's protecting my fatties seems like something I'm definitely going to want. Okay, next we've got Longshot Squad. We've got Crippling Chill. I am a big Crippling Chill fan. Turns on our Bloodfire experts in a pretty nasty way too. I do like the Longshot Squad as well. I do. Be nice to have some reach. Kind of feeling the Crippling Chill here though. Just interacts so well with the Bloodfire experts, and we're kind of creature heavy already, so having nice spells like Crippling Chill seems pretty good. We're going to need some fixing, I think, but we're started on the fixing front already, so we've got that going for us. I guess I'll take Crippling Chill. I'm going to take it. I am a big fan of this spell in this format. Pretty awesome. Okay, so now we've got Force Away, Monastery Flock, another Willy Loxodon. I don't think we need another Loxodon. I guess we can take the Force Away, get another spell. And the Ferocious on it's actually relevant since we have quite a few 4 power plus guys. Actually, Force Away with Bloodfire Expert just triggers Ferocious, so Force Away is just good in this deck. So we'll take it. You know, I played this Dragon Throne card. I did steal a game with it. I don't think this card's irrelevant at all. I mean, keep in mind, it gives Trample as well. I'm very much debating just taking the Dragon Throne here. I'm a little bit surprised. Well, I guess it's not that late in the pack, but it's a few picks in. Otherwise, it's Thornwood Falls, which I would very much like with this deck. But come on, this is a rare effect, and I think it's actually pretty powerful. If we ever stall out a board, this just wins. I think this card just wins the game. So I'm going to take Dragon Throne. And we're so creature heavy already, it just sort of makes sense to me. I mean, all these fatties, giving them trample is just crazy. Okay, well, we can take the Mandrills. We currently have both Tormenting Voice and Crippling Chill. And even Force Away, if I get the Ferocious, are decent enough at getting me towards a Delve situation. Also, I guess I could take the Swift Kick, which, if any deck was okay with Swift Kick, it's probably this one, because I've got enough fatties. But I'm a big fan of the Mandrills. I think they're a good card, so I'm kind of tempted to take it here. I think I am. Fatty Beatdown. Swift Kicks tend to go late too, so I wouldn't be surprised if I saw one later. I think we gotta take the Swiftwater Cliffs here. Otherwise, Singing Bellstrike is decent removal. Act of Treason, Just Sky Wind Scout's pretty awesome too. But let's take the fixing. I want it. We're looking like we can pretty easily find a 23 card deck, so I kind of just want to make sure we've got the fixing necessary to see all 3 colors reasonably early. Alright, well, I mean, I could take a Glacial Stalker, but yeah, we're just going to take the second blue fixer here. So this is nice, actually. Our fixing's good. We're only in pack 2. So I'm getting to the point with fixing where I can go back to taking spells. 4 pieces of fixing is definitely nice. 4 red sources, which is our possibly lightest color. Actually, I guess we're pretty evenly split, to be honest. Mostly green, I guess, and then it's a pretty even split between red and blue. So we can be red, like mountains at the end can be light, since we already have 4 red sources, I think. Geez, that's a late Rite of the Serpent. I don't think we need the Tusked Colossedon. I guess I'll take the Shatter for sideboard. I just don't think that we're likely to play the Tusked Colossedon. since we already kind of have a lot of late game stuff going on. Thankfully, all of our late game stuff doubles as morph guys, so they're at least gray ogres early and then late game or mid game there. Big dudes. So technically I take the Weave Fate. Might want the Scaldkin actually. Gives me another... I haven't been terribly impressed with Scaldkin, but Smoke Teller's just sort of like just a 2-drop I'm throwing in to protect me early, which isn't bad. It holds off early morph, buys me time. I think I'm actually, believe it or not, more interested in the Smoke Teller just because it comes down so early. So if you have a slow start, which I feel like I do all the time, it can be good. So I could take the Temur banner. I could also take the Seek the Horizon. I guess Seek's maybe better with the mandrills, but then again, you can get your banner in the yard. I think I'm going to take the banner. If I was going to play either, I feel like I'm more likely to actually play the banner to ramp me to 5 since I've got some pretty nice 5-drops I wouldn't mind having. Barrage of Boulders for sideboard against token-based decks can be useful. Whirlwind Adept, not likely to play it, but we'll take it. And currently we're at 17 cards in our deck, not including the lands. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Could use some more removal, but not tabling any of those Swift Kicks is a little bit surprising. But Force Away, Crippling Chill, Awaken the Bear are all nice. Okie dokie, final pack here. Well, Savage Punch is good, but I think we want the Temur Charm since it does close to the same thing, but also is a Mana Leak or a Creatures Can't Block effect, which I hope I remember. A lot of good cards for us in here, just a ton of them actually. And now we have to be on the lookout against people playing into hostilities, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. We're getting a Temur Charm, and I'd like to table Crippling Chill, Savage Punch, Bring Low. I'd settle for any of those. I think we're likely to get something back that's pretty usable for us, so that's the good news. Master of the Way is legitimately a good card. Arc Lightning, perhaps a bit cheaper, but I think I'm just good with taking the Master of the Way. We have a bunch of high mana stuff, so I feel like I'm going to have a lot of cards in my hand. And since this doubles as both a cantrip and a removal spell, I think I like it more than the Arc Lightning. But I can see the argument either way. My problem with Arc Lightning is typically it's like kill a morph guy and deal 1 damage to your opponent. And I'd rather, I think, just pay 2 extra mana, kill that morph guy, and draw a card. So whether or not that's right or wrong, I don't know. But that's how I'm feeling about it. All right, Secret Plans, we did end up getting it. I think we've got to take it. How many did we end up? How many do we have already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, surprisingly, I thought we had more, but that's okay. We're still likely to see some more, so I'm still going to take it. Hardened Scales? No, I don't think so. I don't have a bunch of token generation. Embodiment of Spring is technically playable. Scout the Borders is also playable. I was kind of hoping for a Morph guy this pack, but... am I likely to play Embodiment of Spring? You know, I could. It's a decent blocker. It's not great in the splash, but there's really not that much else in here anyway, so I'll take it. So Grizzly... Canyon Lurkers, I think we're just going to take because I want some more morph. And yeah, that makes sense to me. So we're getting all the morph guys, which is good. 7 is a perfect number to have with Secret Plans, I think. And it's not really like hindering my deck at all. And Canyon Lurkers is actually good with this Dragon Throne too, so that's kind of cool. All right, I think we're taking the Dragon's Eye Savants. Let's make this Secret Plans deck work. I guess I could actually take the War Shrieker. It fits the curve kind of nicely too. I see. None of those colors it gives. The white and the black don't matter. The red, I guess technically I could go War Shrieker into an Expert or something like that. I think I'm just going to take the Morph guy. I want to make this Secret Plans work, and this guy just blocks the world, I think. I do like the War Shrieker quite a bit, but we're not a beatdown deck. We're more of a mid-range survive and beat with fatties deck. So, Dragon's Eye Savants. I like its Morph cost, too. You just have to reveal a blue card. Actually, I didn't even do a count. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have enough, definitely. Secret Plans number 2, gotta take it. We're a Secret Plans deck, baby. How can we not be? We've got all these Morph guys now. I think we're up to 8, aren't we? I think I went up to 8 Morph. Of course, I'd like the Thornwood Falls, but Secret Plans deck, baby. Gotta go that Secret Plans. So now I've actually got to make a cut. I guess we can cut the Tormenting Voice. Secret Plans is essentially doing the same thing as Tormenting Voice, in that it's drawing us cards, ideally. But we'll see. Let me make sure I've got 8. I'm pretty sure I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, maybe just 7. Maybe my count was off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I lied. I only have 7, but that's all right. So we can take Mandrills number 2. Could also take the Scout the Borders, Valley Dasher, but once again, we're not really beat down. We're more survive and win. All right, I'll take Mandrills number 2. I think that's okay. I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm not likely to play Scout the Borders. I could also just hate here, since probably not likely to play Mandrills either, but there's a chance. I sort of got to take a look. This is 24 cards. I mean, I could cut the Banner, because Banner is sort of... I think the problem with Banner in this deck, it's not that the fixing's bad, because it's not, but Banners just in general compete with Morph spells, and I would rather Morph, I think, than Banner. Crippling Chill, Kintry Warden, we just got to slam it. I want the Crippling Chill, but we're on the Morph plan, so Kintry Warden it is. Kintry Warden's a great one with them too, since it's so cheap to morph. Same with the Dragon's Eye Savants and well, I didn't end up getting a Monastery Flock, but Flock is a great one to work with Secret Plans too. After losing to Active Treason, I kind of want to just hate it here. I don't think I'm playing the Wetland Sandbar, but then again, if I need more cheap creatures for a really aggro-y matchup, I wouldn't mind having the Wetland Sandbar, so I guess I'll take it. We're not going to main deck it. It's basically like if I'm playing against some hyper aggro Valley Dasher deck, I would probably bring in Wetland Sandbar just to speed up the process a little bit. So I need to make one more cut, and it's definitely not a morph spell. So I guess it could be one of my experts, but I'd also rather not cut a creature in general. Not sure. I don't want to cut the Dragon Throne. I do feel like this card's pretty good. 16 creatures seems like an adequate amount to make it work as well. So I'd like to do it. Do people not like? What are people's overall opinions of Secret Plans? I like it. I think it's a good card. Even though I ended up getting thrashed, I think, even when I had it out a couple times, it was in no way, shape, or form Secret Plans' fault. Secret Plans probably netted me 7 to 9 cards in a game once. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but I honestly feel like it's not. That can't be right. Maybe like 5. Even if it did like 3, I would be pretty happy with buffing all my morph guys and drawing cards off of them. Scoured Barrens doesn't do anything for us. Cancel likely doesn't, but Archer's Parapet just a 0/5 block. I guess I could take the Bloodfire Mentor as another. I'm going to take the Bloodfire Mentor as another sideboard blocker against aggressive builds. Take up arms I don't think should go that late. I'm not going to play this. Well, actually, I guess with double mandrills. Am I playing Scout the Borders? I don't think so. Let's just hate the take up arms. I don't even think we're playing the 2 mandrills. We could easily cut one of our mandrills, I think. But then again, I might want to cut something else. But I kind of want to keep all my low stuff around, including the embodiment, because I've got my morph guys, some of them especially, need to unmorph at like 5 or 6. So getting a little ramp as well as an early blocker is kind of nice. I think I'd probably just cut one of the mandrills and be okay with that. Have no problems with that, as a matter of fact. So 15 creatures. Removal is Force Away, Crippling Chill, Temur Charm, Awaken the Bear. That's adequate, definitely. And Bloodfire Expert with Temur Charm Fight can kill 5 toughness guys, so that's pretty good too. All right, yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with the deck like this. We're gonna have to figure out our mana. We got 4 pieces of fixing, which is probably adequate, and the sheer amount of morph we have, even if we're missing a color, I feel like we're staying busy playing Gray Ogres, so we've got that going for us too. I'm just gonna have to sort it by color. Oh yeah, we have Master the Way too. I'm actually pretty happy we picked up Master the Way. I do think this is a much better card than like my first glance at it. Now that I'm actually like playing it and seeing it in action, I think it's a pretty awesome, amazing card. Considering it can kill your opponent or, kill an important creature in cantrip for 5. That's just the mark of a nice spell in my book. All right, let's separate creatures and such. And yeah, we're at 23 cards already, 15 creatures. So I think this is the way I'm going to build it. So let's sort by color now and regroup it. And this is green, blue. This is all 3. This is red, blue. So this requires red. These do not require red. So red appears to be our lightest color, which makes the lands that we have, which tells me based on the lands we have, we don't need to play that many mountains. So I may try and get away with 2 mountains. Let's see what they suggest. They say 3 mountains, so I'm going to go down to 2. So we have 6 red sources, and then I could have, let's see, 7 blue sources and 8 green sources. 7 blue sources, 8 green sources, 6 red sources. That seems like a pretty good split, I think. And we're not super color intensive beyond our green, and the green that we're color intensive in is actually kind of deceptive since you can morph it for 1 green, either of them. So they're much easier to play even if I don't see double green. So I think I'm going to run it like this. I'm pretty happy with the deck. I don't have any real issues with it at all. I could ditch the mandrills for just a mentor, just get some more things that, block until I've got some late game fatties online. But I guess what I like about mandrills is a 6 mana 4/4 trample is not that bad, but playing stuff early and then playing a mandrills for like 4 mana or something can be really insane. If I have a couple guys that trade early, I really like the idea of playing a turn 4 mandrills. I know that it's a strong spell, obviously stronger if you've got dedicated delve, but I think I'll try it. I'm going to play it main deck, I think. I like it enough I guess I do have a lot of fatties already, so maybe I don't need it. I could just play a blocker instead. Or I could play another, early blue creature. I don't mind having 2 drops. The thing I like about the 2-drop creatures in this format is it's just nice to block and attack into. Like, I think I said this in a couple drafts already, but what's so powerful about the bears or the pikers in this format is the most probable turn 3, the most likely turn 3 play from anybody in this format is a morph guy, so Gray Ogre. So you play a 2-drop 2-power guy. Your turn 3, let's say you're on the play. Turn 3, you get to swing for 2. Their turn 3, they play a morph guy. Turn 4, you still get to swing. So I feel like your 2-drops on turn 2 are almost assuredly, and that's not necessarily true, but a large, much more often than almost any other format, you're going to get 4 damage out of your 2-drop creatures on turn 2, is my sort of theory. Whether or not it's true, I don't know, but that's kind of how I feel about it. So I think I'm going to run it like this. Pretty happy with it. So we'll see how we do. We'll see you guys round 1.